everything was drawing back to God. Like, it was like, okay, now my friendships, it's like, my friendships are not just my friendships. And that's what made it easy as well with lifestyle. Like, choosing what I want to do or what I like to do. Like, like, where, you know, it's chaotic. Like, for me, it's chaotic. It's like, no, let's go home. By 6 p.m. I want to go home. You know? But that's just a preference, and I don't know, maybe it's because like, maybe it's because I've lived that life, so I don't know if it happened like at an earlier stage.
The life of being outside.
Yes, like outside, like it happened before my transition, so like outgrowing stuff. So I feel like also I've outgrown those things, and it made it easy for me to simplify my lifestyle and simplify.
That's why sometimes it's necessary, like, to go through all this.
To go through the It was just
me. I hang out with boys. So trust me, I have gone through.
She knows.
I have seen it all.
She's seen it all, Sham. Like,
I have hopped.
There's nothing you don't know.
I've hopped out of a moving van because we were hiking.
There's
literally nothing I've never done.
Why did you hop out of the moving van?
We were hiking. We hiked, and then when we got to town, we didn't want the guy to steal us, so we jumped out when he got to the traffic light. When he was slowing down the traffic light,
that experience.
I've run out of taxis because there's a friend of mine who didn't pay. Or in high school, we got to town. The driver wants to hit us now, so now we must count 3, 2, 1. Boom! Was kitchen. So that's why I say my friendship experience with guys are not your typical ones. Someone who make your partner uncomfortable. You can literally see with him. I get down and dirty with these people. Literally. Nothing I haven't been through. Nothing.
You've been through kind of number of
having to find my feminine side, having to navigate myself as a partner. It was quite difficult. Because really the core of me is very male.
It's different. It's very masculine.
Very, very masculine. First.
Hi Unscripted family, back with another episode of Unscripted. I have an amazing guest with me today. She is my friend. Her name is Reabetswe More. You know I call you Reabetswe More, I don't say more. How often do you get that?
All the time.
More.
Like I've accepted
that your surname is More.
People say that. My surname is More. More.
Full name Reabetswe More. And we are going to be speaking about all things faith, friendship, growth, relationships. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. I am trusting that we're gonna enjoy speaking here because we enjoy speaking. We enjoy having a conversation. Okay. I'm my angel.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm like, okay, the camera's on.
The camera's on.
I'm good.
Yeah, you look stunning as always.
Thank you. You look cute. Thank you for matching with me.
Yeah, of course.
I feel at home.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think what I'm trying to achieve, is comfort, really, more than anything. So, I'm happy.
Thank you. You chose the right girl.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so like I said, I want to speak on faith, growth, relationships, friendships, all of that. But now, if I had to think about it, I met you in 2012. It's been 13 years.
Wow.
It has been 13
I feel old. But anyway, that's 13 years. I can do my math. But anyway, it's been that long. I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, because you don't get that a lot nowadays. Yeah, so.
What was your first impression of me?
Guys. Okay, I met Nolande through my friend. Can I mention her name? Simpiwe. They're cousins, and so she tagged along with her cousin to this camp, and Becky as well. And,
Becky came 2014.
Oh really? Wasn't it? Yeah. Then what happened?
No, he came 2013, not 14, 13.
When was the year when you guys all had 15?
It was... No, that was me and Sophie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, not... Oh, okay.
Not Biggie. Biggie and I had money. Sophie and I didn't have... We had 50 rand for an entire trip. Like to Port Edward, we had 50 rand. And we had to wash people's dishes. To like make extra cash because there was a specific day where we went out.
Yes.
To the city, Port Edward.
Yeah. Yeah. She's been a hard worker since.
I have.
Actually, yeah. Yes, and so at the time, I think it was very easy for me, like, to connect, like, with you. Yeah, like, you've always had an inviting, like, aura. And, yeah, her name is Nolwandle, and it was associated with the ocean.
Oh, yes.
And it's guys, I'm going to tell it very kindly and shortly, okay. But it was a thing of, like, you know,
oh guys,
we thought she had the power to control like the wind and the waves.
That's because I said I did.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this girl's so cool because she
I really thought it worked. I thought it worked, and it did work. Don't you remember?
Yeah,
like it worked.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, she had like a gift or something. Yeah. Maybe she could talk to the ocean and. We just had her like, can you please calm the waves? We're trying to go inside like the water.
And the thing is, they would calm down.
But you know what, guys? I feel like it's God's creation, and I feel like for example, like when I see like a bee, like I snap my fingers.
Yeah.
Yes, and it goes away.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have dominion over. The Bible says so. So I feel like there was a. You tell the ring. You say, God, please.
I'm getting married today. Please don't
let it rain. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like same as a
yeah. I forgot about. I was a weird kid though.
But you were really cool, and we're in the same team as well. Yeah, man. So I think from there, like, it was very easy for me to be around her and to like connect with you. Like, I've never had anything weird or like. Yeah, and all our conversations are always fruitful. We've been fruitful for like years. So holding on to that, like, was just, I think, it was very easy. You make it very easy to be like around you. And also, I hadn't seen her for a very long time.
Yes, but
like,
we stayed in contact.
Yes, we stayed in contact like throughout. There were people that I met through her. I think there was one person from your high school as well that I knew.
Noctula?
Karen. It was Karen. You went to Queens, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But then I think she was a matric or but a mid,
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so I think there are people that come into your life and it's just like you don't really expect to like hold on to them, but like you hold on until you get old. And I can't believe we're like
talking about that.
Yeah, and we're in our 20s now.
And we're in our 20s. Embarrassing.
Oh, man.
The age is ridiculous. The age is we met when we were 12 years old.
Yeah. We didn't know what we wanted to do at the time, right? We didn't really know what would happen in the next 10 years. Wow.
Over a decade.
It's 12.
It's 12.
Yeah, it's 12 now. 12. 13.
Going on 13.
Yes.
Going on 13. For me, 13 of December because we met in December.
Yes. Okay. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm trying to go back to my first impression of you.
Yes.
And I want to be honest and brutally honest without offending anyone. Okay, so firstly, I remember you crying.
Oh. Like you mentioned me crying, I'm about to cry. I'm like, no, I don't want to cry.
I promise. Like, I remember, and obviously, I think that situation was whatever was happening, but okay, I felt like from even that time, felt like you over-invested in friendships more than people invested in you.
Yeah, like that was literally, I feel like I never really knew how to really go about being social without receiving validation, like from.
Okay.
Yeah. So if ever I disappointed someone,
you cried.
I cried because I'm like, okay, now I'm about to be alone. Like I'm not gonna have friends, or like And also, I think just growing up, being known to be like pretty or whatever, like she's always been
stunning. Stunning. Sorry to cut you off, but I literally came back from camp and I don't remember which friend. I was like, there's this girl I met with huge eyes and like the prettiest face ever.
Guys, that's a literally fish bone. Like, I was just like, oh wow,
stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what comes with that is constantly wanting to get approved, like because you always get approval based on what you look like. So you're always given an idea. Like people always have a concept or idea about you. So it's like you just follow through with it so that you can fit into the taglines, So I think that's where it came from. So
I was just like, why are you over investing? Like from that time, I know we spoke about friendships years later, but from that moment, I was 12 years old and I would ask because I'm okay. And I'll be like, I love my friends, don't get me wrong, I love my friends to bits and pieces. I don't think any of them have ever put me in that position, right? But if ever I did get someone or who does not treat me well, I've always been able to say, no, you don't speak to me like that, you don't treat me like that. It's okay if that's who you are, that's okay, but not here, not in my space.
So you've always had your boundaries straight.
Listen,
I wish I was here.
Listen, even here, like with my friends from that I grew up with this side, from the time we were babies, I had my friends were bullies. But like it didn't faze me. It was, I hear you. But
I think you just strong in the sense of just your character, not strong like emotionally, just your character. I think you've just always been bold, and that's why when I first met you, like this girl's so brave. Like she wasn't afraid to go in the dark. Like it's Habali Fifi, guys. Like she was always like she always had this difference about her, like in contrast to us or to me. I'll just use myself, you know. So you've always had a boldness about you, and I've never sensed fear from you, and you always encourage me. Yes, and I always look up to that, and you still inspire me like to this day. Like you chase after your dreams, you have dreams, and though you haven't pursued all of them yet, like you're still determined to grab them one by one. So she's always been bold. Why not talk?
I don't see that about myself. I mean, I know I think I've got a very strong personality.
Okay.
In a sense, I am very brave as well. But I obviously always question myself, and you have to fight off imposter syndrome and all of that stuff as well.
Okay. One wouldn't think that though.
Really?
Yes, because I don't know. Maybe we are getting fooled. Like your calm aura and just how you carry yourself. Like you wouldn't think. But I think I think it happens to a lot of people, and even the people that you think are like, the bravest people on earth. Like they also battle their own stuff, so I do understand like the imposter syndrome part as well. It's very relatable. So
especially when you walk into spaces that you're not familiar with. When you feel like I'm not supposed to be
here, you feel inadequate. It's not nice. But eventually I think the more you find yourself, the better, and you learn not to live for people as well. And it's just, I guess that's how I've gotten out of. I feel like I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering from being a people pleaser. Because people pleasing can start from a very young age. I don't know if people develop people pleasing in their teens.
Maybe. But I doubt it as well. I think a lot of things stem from childhood.
Yeah. So breaking those stigmas, it is very ugly, but it's very needed. And in your adult life, you're just gonna spend your time healing from that, and you need to ensure that the people that you surround yourself with are intentional as well, and you're intentional. So
people who love you,
who love you, and
all of you.
Yes, all of you, and are about you. Like it heals something in you. So I think that's also made me very selective about where I go. Yeah, and all of that, and who I interact with, you know. So yeah, that's how it is.
I think it's growth, learning, and you only learn through experiences. I'm glad you're in a better place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
When did you realize, like, when did that hit for you? To, no, I'm unappreciated in some places, and I need to stand up for myself, and I don't have to please people anymore.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That is that's very. I think for me, like, wow, experiencing disappointment, right? Experiencing disappointment. So, from the moment you experience it in a way that makes it evident that people don't choose you, like even if it can happen over 15 times.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like my face. I can't even hide it. With a friend of yours. Oh, I'm not even sure if you guys are still friends. Nothing. I keep on me. Like,
hey man.
nothing. I keep on, because yeah.
Yes, and I think I don't know if it was just the child in me, because I've never really grown up to be someone that chooses to maybe bully someone or like treat them a certain way, not on purpose, you know, if I have, but yeah, so I didn't know how to receive when someone doesn't like accept me, though I'm constantly around them and I'm constantly still growing with the person, but they don't choose you.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of those are the kind of friendships that I had. Like I had friendships where I'm like, I'm with you and I'm about you. And I like being around you,
and
right?
You celebrate them.
And I celebrate them, you know, and it's like, okay, they find you cute, like, oh, Ria, you're so cute, and everything about you is cute, and, you know, and you just, it's like when you just take whatever that is given, like, at least this is what I can get. And
you actually hold on to that.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's so, like, it's actually crazy. So I think, for me, it came from that. There was one specific moment, and I'll make an example with that, right? And I won't reveal it.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I want to give it as an example as well. But basically, Chomi saving you seats, or saving seats for one another. And I know this sounds dramatic, but it's just you're constantly on the end. Or they save it behind you, or they don't save it at all. Like it was either or. There was never come sit next to me unless I'm the only person, or like, guys, something as simple as sitting. Like you know, you can take it as something so small, but when you are still a child, like growing, like like you kind of just feel like, okay, I'm not that important, right? And so I think it was that moment. If I'm bringing up my core memories, it was that moment where I would say, Aisha, now I don't mind being alone. Now I don't mind walking alone. I don't have to ask someone to accompany me. I wouldn't say that I was a person that constantly depended on going with someone, but because I was scared of people, you know, I often found comfort in, I need to go with you, we need to go together, or I need to go with someone, I can't go alone. And that made me independent, like, which affected a lot of my relationships, you know, because I found it hard to depend on people. So when you become independent, or you develop an independent mindset, nature, like you don't ask for help, you know. So when I started meeting people like later on in my life where they would offer me anything. It's like, even just your time, like it's just like, okay, I don't want to waste your time, or I don't want to bother you, or I don't want to be a burden, or I don't want to. You start feeling like this person, and it's like you need people that are gonna show you that no, like it's okay, it's actually normal. Like to have a community, it's normal to have people that have your back, you know, and it will heal you a lot. So it just got to that place. That's how I got out of it.
I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm very happy.
Yeah. Okay, so my question is, how did you navigate what you want and stick to that, and stick to your core values, and like not let whatever attention you were getting get to your head for you to make decisions that would potentially make you not recognize who you are?
With the example being that when my mom stated that I made raising me easy for my parents, right? I think it was just an indication that maybe I grew in a way that was like, I also don't want to disappoint these people. And also when you are, I don't want to say the child or the sibling, or just the person in your family that can be looked at as like you don't do anything wrong. And when you do something wrong, it's like, you know, or maybe you're seen as someone who, I don't want to say innocent, but you can do no wrong, or it's just not an expectation, you know. So I don't know, I think even from how I was from birth, like this is based on what I was told, of course I don't remember a lot of things, but just that thing of the kind of child that I was, like, yes, I was a normal kid, you know, like I was a normal kid. Kids are kids, you know. But I think just in terms of how I was as innocent as is. Yeah, so I feel like that was carried this whole time, like throughout. Peer pressure happened and how it did, but it never pushed me to the limit. Yeah. Like, I went through peer pressure, but it never pushed me to the limit. It never pushed me to the place where, hey, now I have addictions. Now I do this, so my habits look like this. Like, I don't know how I was able, and until this day, I don't know. I don't know how I was able not to fall into certain things or get with certain people, or because I didn't see like those things, you understand? So I don't know how it happened, and I always see it as God's grace over my life, because I don't know, I don't think I ever had a time where I made the decision not to participate. Also, I think also the kind of friends I had most times, from the ones that I would say I was close to, that's how I'm gonna reflect on it, the ones that cared for my heart, you know. Yes, those people, it was easy for me because of that, where it's like I had someone who would hold me accountable, then I'd hold them accountable. Then don't do that, or be careful, don't walk towards this. As teens, like, you like things, you know, you go places and you meet different kinds of people, but I always ask myself, how was I not able? I think I wasn't attracted, like, to being in certain places or with certain people, or like, there was a second location, I'm going home. Like, I'm going home because I want to go home, and I prefer that way because I know that I'm avoiding. I've been in situations as well where I've learned my lesson, and I'm like, never again, you know, and it's never. When never to me is never. Like, it's never. It really is never. So things like that, I learn from my mistakes. I learn from just being in the wrong place, being with the wrong people, my association, So I think also when I became closer to God, when I grew my relationship, because that happened, God has always been in my life, but I have a typical story where I had my phases, I had my times, and I wouldn't say that it was always like grand, type of thing. So I didn't even read the Bible at some point. We went to camp. For crying out loud, we went to church camp.
Don't take your kids to those
camps. It's Love Island Bay. Literally. But it was a great experience all in all.
And actually does teach you.
It does teach you. They do. No, it's not that. Also, it's the way.
It's not the institution.
Yeah,
kids are just kids. They don't have supervision, even though they are like co-work. What are they called?
Leaders.
Leaders. Yeah. They are leaders, and but it's just not. It's not your parents who are specifically looking at you.
Yes, and you're not at home. So you're not being reprimanded by your parents. So you're not scared.
Don't take your kids to those camps.
Yeah, no, unless they have really good, leadership and it's like visible. But don't take them there. You're like, no.
When we saw first, like that 2012.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Wow. Guys, we were bullied. Yo. Shama Zankaka Vanadlute. Anyway, I don't even know where I was. Where was I?
You were talking about you were in those situations. You're human, but so you've gone through all your phases.
Yes. I've gone through my phases and all of that, and so the core values. And I wouldn't say that, like, our parents really tried their best. Not in an imposing way, but just how they raise us. You also see these things displayed in your own family. So you see how people carry themselves and what they expect from you. Oh my God, or you're a man, you're supposed to do this and that. My parents are such sweethearts. I always tell people this. Like, my parents are sweethearts. Like, wow, they're such sweethearts. So I don't know. It was just also graceful that I'm their kid and they're my parents. I'm blessed to have them as well.
Yeah, a reflection.
Yes.
So kids mimic or reflect whatever they see environments that they were raised in. I shout a lot, but it says I grew up in a household like
where people
but then maybe when you grow older and you see it's not a healthy trait, then it's cause that you're in. But that's why you also believe in marriage, because you saw a successful marriage.
Yeah, and being raised by two parents that are still together. Like, my parents married young. I like to say my mom married young, but they were both young. And I saw the real marriage, like, and what it can be for it to reach where it can get, like longevity, and it's like, okay, it's possible. So I never really experienced that thing where it's like, I'm not sure if I want to get married, and I know that people do experience that based on structures, like at home or just familial backgrounds. So for me, I'm just glad that, like, my parents made it look great, like, I wouldn't say,
or even just respectable to you.
Yes, respectable. I wouldn't say full 10 out of 10, but just the vision in itself, being able to have that kind of vision. And I think just, I don't know, I'm trying to understand Lina, how did like the core values land, like how did I get to a point where I'm like, okay, no, I want to be intentional. I want to be intentional, and I don't just want to be with anyone, and like being picky as well, but it saved me.
It did.
It saved me.
Not just anyone has access to
yes, and wow, for me it was like I was able to value myself because of that, and I still do, you understand? So protecting yourself from a lot of those things also preserves your peace, and it preserves your heart, your experiences, just saves you from a lot of things. Even though the people around you are going through their own things, but you are you,
Of course.
And so when I got saved, like for real,
when I
intentionally pursued God, yes, it was like, the core values and the principles became much more visible and practical for me, starting to learn more about them, learning from other people as well. It's not just Gabon. I feel like I learned a lot from people I don't know, people online, people I look up to. So I was able to aspire to something that looked and like practically possible, like not just something that was an ideal based on a societal standard, so but I think also with my experiences, like also learning to be, independent, and you learn to have boundaries. You see what you don't like, because you're no longer going by the validation. Now you're able to set things for yourself and be like, what do I like? What I don't like? What can I tolerate? What is intolerable? What is convenient? What are your standards? What do you believe in? And for me, I did not end things like standards to men. Standards apply to everyone. You understand? So your association is very important. Like you're gonna rot if you are next to like a rotten fruit. Like it's gonna get to you whether you like it or not. You can't save everyone as well, And I've had people in my life coming and go, and I've walked into people's lives coming and going, and I don't take it personally. It's just like, okay, that phase of my life was great.
It was seasonal, clearly.
It was seasonal, but it's like you start to understand it. It just becomes refining, and also God kind of really, not kind of, but actually does like lead you to the right people some way, somehow. When you start speaking about it, when you start praying about it, when you start being intentional about how you want to love someone else, how you want to treat someone else, how you want a friendship with someone else, like those things become really important to you as a person who's growing. So you deciding on who you wanting to be, but in a way that also is like, okay, I want to please God, but I want to be who God wants me to be, and He will do that. So it became very easy. My core values, my principles became very easy, and I'm grateful that it happened in the core of my 20s. So navigating my 20s was not that crazy. It was just very more mainly faith-based. So everything was drawing back to God. Like it was like, okay, now my friendships, it's like my friendships are not just my friendships, and that's what made it easy as well with lifestyle, like choosing what I want to do or what I like to do. Like like where it's chaotic. Like for me it's chaotic. It's like, no, let's go home. By 6 p.m. I want to go home. But that's just a preference, and I don't know, maybe it's because like maybe it's because I've lived that life, so I don't know if it happened like at an earlier stage.
The life of being outside.
Yes, like outside. Like it happened before my transition. So like outgrowing stuff. So I feel like also I've outgrown those things, and it made it easy for me to simplify my lifestyle and simplify.
That's why sometimes it's necessary. Like, to go through all this.
To go through that,
I went through the worst.
Girl.
It was just me.
I
hang out with boys. So trust me, I have gone through.
She knows.
I have seen it all.
She's seen it all, Sham. Like,
I have hopped.
There's nothing you don't know.
I've hopped out of a moving van because we were hiking.
There's
literally nothing I've never done.
Why did you hop out of the moving van?
We were hiking. We hiked, and then when we got to town, we didn't want the guy to steal us, so we jumped out when he got to the traffic light. When he was slowing down the traffic light,
that experience.
I've run out of taxis. For because there's a friend of mine who didn't pay, or in high school we went to town, the driver wants to hit us now, so now we must count 3, 2, 1. Boom. Was kitchen.
Yo,
so that's why I say my friendship experiences with guys are not your typical ones.
Yes.
Someone who make your partner uncomfortable. You can literally see what's in. I get down and dirty with these people.
Yo,
literally. Nothing I haven't been through. Nothing.
Yeah, no, you've been through
so
kind of number.
Having to find my feminine side, having to navigate myself as a partner. Was quite difficult. Because really the core of me is very male.
It's different. It's very masculine.
Very, very masculine. First and foremost.
No, Shem, and I can understand that. I can really understand that for you, Shem.
You wouldn't even think that when you see me.
Girl, I know that it took you some time because I did observe that. Yeah, you were not. Like now, Shem, you're a girl.
Yeah.
That time, no, you were more. No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'll see you. Yeah. Oh, Shem, you don't want to come. No, I'm fine. Yes, you're good. Yes, it's like you didn't have a sense of girliness like that. Like you were just the people's girl.
Yeah.
So you didn't have like even the way you used to dress as well. Like it was just chill. Like you were so chill. I'm like, okay, girl. Like
literally.
Look at you.
Yeah. And I actually, Ukabela asked me in our last episode, do I think it affected how I was in relationships? 1,000%.
Yeah.
A lot of things affected how I was in relationships. Even the fact that I didn't believe in marriage.
Yes. I remember you sharing that as well.
I used to say, I just want my one baby and out. Thank you. But it was also fear of trusting, seeing failed marriages, having to. I'm from so a lot of people in marriages, but that's usually because you grow up and you learn with her husband didn't protect her.
But where are you with like trust now?
Hey, I am still navigating. I am letting go of, because my trust issues are also attached to anger. So I'm trying to separate both. And figure out what I'm angry about, and also just then now navigate being a little more vulnerable, because
that's vulnerable. It's amazing.
Yeah,
and I think relationships help you see that those little difficulties that kind of undermine. Especially when you get to reach a healthy one, then you'll be exposed. Okay.
I wanted to say there's something that helped you.
Yeah.
That your parents did. So I once spoke to someone and we were just talking about what the person believes in for their kids and my kid. And they were saying with their kids, if they have a guy, a boy, a son, they would prefer that the son, when they get to tertiary, they on their own. Teach them independence, teach them being streetwise, teach them survival. But if he has a girl, the girl is not leaving for tertiary. She's gonna live here and study
here at home.
And really, he was right, because of what you're exposed to. Listen, I know a lot of people who came in and they were preserving themselves. A lot of people who came in with a certain faith, and they lose it when they get there. An example is guys that are actually on YouTube. I just forgot their names. These closer guys that are on YouTube. The Max interviewed them the other day.
Oh yes, those people. Those are. I love them so much. I know that what is his name. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
If you know,
you know. I love them down.
But
they're
they
so
speak
amazing.
about the experience. They speak about, for example, the reason I openly drink. They say their experience was that when they started drinking, then they were
Unako.
Yes.
Please don't come for me if you see this video. I remembered your names. I always do. It's just right now. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Of course, it happens.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out which class of people
I was talking about.
It's those ones.
They were saying like a lot of whatever they went through was attached to alcohol, which is why whenever they wanted to then go deep into their faith and like discipline themselves and have that discernment, they have to step away from alcohol. And I think that applies to different things with people. I don't have that relationship with alcohol. I'm okay with just one glass, I'll be fine. You know, but then surely my downfall is associated with something else gay. You know, whatever is my weakness, I'm trying to figure out what it is, but I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah.
That really makes me fall very deep into sin. If I just touch this one, actually, everything I'm gonna do is wrong after him. It's probably adults watch this thing.
Okay, you can try and structure it.
But I think I've figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't even think properly. I am probably of a very sinful nature in that moment because of this particular thing, and that's when you know what's actually you know. Yeah, let me not, you know. But what was my point?
You went back to that.
Oh, I went back to university.
Yes.
My point was university. Staying escolweni for girls specifically. If you are not, you know, strong-minded and you don't know the goal, you don't know, you know, and you don't have. And I don't want to say people don't have backbones, but you really don't know yourself yet, you know, and what you stand for, the core of who you are, because when you do, then these things don't faze you. But temptation is literally right here. I was telling you how much people were getting, you know, when you go to like universities, you see
real life.
Rolls Royce. And when you have your allowances, I survive.
I need to put my level must come up. No.
People are in designer, people are, you know, they can afford to, some people get cars, some people, and I'm not saying you're exposed, you are extremely exposed, and who doesn't just want to get a random 30,000? Who wouldn't? Like, allowance my equal, you know, my allowance is less than 4 grand, 2 grand. If you are just on this first 1.5, it's not enough. It doesn't sustain you. And even if it sustains your needs, but you want to also go shopping randomly and want to be flown out for people, those things have consequences. That person who's flown out, whoever flew her out is expecting her to have sex with him. I want to be very blunt. He wants that. He probably is very controlling. He probably is not a established man faith-wise. He doesn't even believe in anything. So whatever it is will show in how he treats you, because Musagina, a source of, you know, how he's supposed to treat you, he doesn't have that. So there are people who've gotten out of university sick. There are people who have had to drop out because they felt pregnant. There are people who had mental traumas after that. There are people who are in abusive relationship because they fell for that. You go through so much. And for me going there was good for me, because I don't want to say I'm a gent really, but I'm streetwise. I hustle, even with my career. I'm not a 9-to-5 girl. I am put me on the street and I'll hustle girl. And I'll come back with something. You know, I don't need to be Toto side. Well, I didn't. Vanessa used to say I mustn't say that, because she says say you're an egg and the universe will treat you like an egg. You know, but if you say you're a roughneck, then that's exactly how the universe will treat you. But to be quite honest, I survive. I can survive. I can live without a job for 4 or 5 years and be fine and, you know, sustain myself. You know, or not even have that. But
you're just not. you're not in bondage. You're not able to have that kind of mindset and be like, I'm struggling.
No.
You're not struggling.
No.
You're good.
I'm like, to be quite honest, I am. So when I survive in those places, a couple of things that I used to pray for now, I'm telling you how I survived as opposed to how I think you survived. It was great that you were at home, first and foremost. That was, but also the way I survive now, because I've always known what I wanted. I knew where I stand, and even though sometimes it does get difficult, but I know who I am, the core of who I am. And so when you arrive somewhere and you tell me, Uti, do you know Uti, you're like, maybe you are like that. This is who I am. This is me. When I leave home, I have to pray that, Lord, remind me why I'm going there. Like, even having to come back home is, but you need to have a conversation with God, have a conversation with yourself. This is what I wait for. If I die, if I go left and right and die, but let me not forget why I'm here, and I'm not gonna leave without what I came here for. But not a lot of girls know that about themselves. So as people, we have different traumas and we respond to those differently, which is why other people want that validation and they want it from the wrong people. Then they fall into traps they're not supposed to. I don't need validation personally.
You're secure.
I'm secure. So that's how I survived, but I know that a lot of people's downfall is in a place where, because you're not ready, which is why I think it's wise for not even to start dating until you know what you stand for. Because then is what you're preserving yourself. Because you're not firm in that respect.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good. And then you, because you're not strong and you don't really, then you. And I'm not saying people aren't human, and it means I'm not saying that you don't fall into temptation when you're strong. You still can, but when you go into the lion's den, it's better to go in a little bit armed.
Yes.
A little bit armed, so that you can also hold yourself accountable if you have fallen short, because you know where you are. No one confused you. You have just fallen short of your own standards. But yeah, that's my take on that one.
Okay.
Okay. I had however I wanted to roll into this one, but now I spoke too much.
How are you gonna transition?
How am I gonna transition? I want to ask you about how you then navigate, because however you have treated your relationships and your friendships clearly stems from your faith. But then as a person who actively now gives their lives to Christ, how do you navigate friendships that might not be the same after that, because you lived a certain lifestyle, or you were, and now you're changing? And how did you then navigate losing friends, being judged, feeling a little outcasted, feeling different from your peers, because not everyone is like strong, or even maybe now I see a lot of people are really moving towards Christ a lot, but back then it wasn't the case. So how'd that work out for you?
Again, like you're saying, you used to live a certain life, right, lifestyle wise. So I'm saved, I've given my life back to Christ, I'm living for him now, I'm like about him, I really want to try and comprehend this because for me, and how it happened for me, you just lose interest. Like, you lose interest in those things, and it's not a thing of and I'm gonna base this on my experience, and there are people that have experienced it like how I have. There are people that have started from a point of, okay, I want to stop doing this now, I'm not going to do it anymore. I did not have things that I was like addicted to or attached to or fully idolized like that, you know. Like a prime example, like I want to make an example with interest wise, like it's like music, and there were certain artists that I just used to love down there. And then at some point, I just stopped listening to them. Like, it wasn't something where I was like, I need to stop listening. It wasn't even a conviction thing. It just happened. Because if my heart is going there where God is, I'm chasing his heart. So he's placing those desires in me. He's placing new desires, right? And when you give your life to Christ, you have to make room for him, right? Yeah, you have to make room for him, because how else do you expect things to change if this is how things were, you know? But the way that I went about it, and I think I was also privileged enough because it happened during COVID. So COVID times was like, you're not going anywhere, like you're at home. And I'm going through all these anxiety attacks I don't want. And I'm like, okay, let me go pray, you know, let me, this other book I had, this anxiety book, like not an anxiety book, like it was like it was from Kum Books, but I just forgot the name. It was like purple. My mom got it for me. Yeah, and it helped me a lot too. You had like little prayers and little scriptures in there. Yeah, and so I used to use that, and that was literally before. So that was prime, like 21 days. After 21 days, you know, reading those devotionals, and then it moved into gospel. Like my mom even teased me the other time, saying, "You never used to like listening to this. Now you like it." I'm like, "Yeah, it's growth, you know."
I'm growing.
Yeah, like she would find that I'm listening to a song that she used to play around me when I was like 15 or 13, and she's like, "You never used to like this. You used to tell me to change." In the car, you know. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of just those things, so my music taste just refined. I don't listen to music that swears too much or a lot or at all. Like no, if you're swearing, I didn't know that you were swearing, you know.
It's important though.
It's very important. You start guarding yourself. You become conscious of what you watch, what you consume. What you consume. It's consumption. You know, it's consumption. It's consumption. So for me, I think the pureness at which I was pursuing was like, clean me up, please. I don't want to listen to trap anymore. You know, or I don't want to listen to.
What is it talking about?
Yes, what is it talking about, right?
Like,
yes, and for me,
talking about everything you're trying to move away from, and you're consuming.
You're consuming this, and it's like, oh, and you're not actually doing this, so it doesn't really make sense. Like for me, it was like, it doesn't make sense what I'm listening to. This like. And you start
feel it.
Yes, you can feel it. Even songs that make you sad. Like I just stopped listening to songs like that. Like, make me happy, please. Like, remind me of something very nice. Don't make me sad now. So just being selective as well in terms of what you listen to, the artists you listen to. Discernment. Your discernment is also another one that started developing as well. So I think
because you are what you
what you consume, like literally.
I try to explain this all the time. I'm sorry to cut you off. The reason I love podcasts now, and I'm a podcaster now, is because what brought me out of a very depressive state were podcasts, and I then had to start consuming really positive stuff. Like, isn't to that put life in me?
Yes, not just deal of it.
Helped that music. And another thing that I do not like, and my friends actually laugh at me when I show that, why are you watching an explicit show?
Sure.
I'm sorry, that's a question I have to ask. Why on earth are you watching an extremely explicit show?
Yeah, those are real questions.
I love Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black, but I had to stop watching it because it was, you're going too fast. What did we do?
I couldn't even watch it. I haven't watched it at all. So.
The concept, storyline, great. But you went
far. And that's my thing. Like, for me, it's just like, I was thinking about it the other day. Like, I'm trying to laugh again. Like, what happened? We used to laugh.
And all these shows are explicit now.
Yeah.
The exact opposite.
Literally, I'm like, can you not sell something great? Like, I don't mind just laughing or just watching you. Like, please don't creep in the bed.
Yeah.
Like, I actually don't want to watch that.
The thing is, Tyler, you are very funny already. You have
Yes.
the idea. Before you didn't have to. You didn't have to
Yes.
sell yourself. Like you were already selling.
Yes. So now,
Yeah.
why are you ruining it? Don't
Yeah.
ruin it. Like, I feel like some things are just like, no. So
It
things
wasn't
like that.
necessary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like movies as well.
Mm.
Yeah, the hardship with that is like, just fast forward.
Even growing up loving with Film with a Wife,
Yes.
and then you watch the show,
And then you watch the show and,
and then
it's
it's
so crazy.
extremely explicit. Why?
Yo, and I love The Wife so
much.
I like, there's no show that's as good as The Wife. That's the thing. But I just, shows like that, no hate, to the
Yeah.
creators, to the producers,
Yeah.
This is just in terms of the content we consume, and that's the hard part about being Christian.
Yeah.
Or you're growing and you're trying to get out.
Yeah.
Or just generally just being Christian. Like, it's not
Yeah.
easy, like, when you are so full of conviction, or when you develop in that as well, and you're like, you know that you can't. And it's not even a thing of, no one's telling you not to watch this.
You
And
just
this,
know.
yes, this goes for people that not if you are PK or whatever. Because I know with them it's different. It was different for them growing up. But it's like, you kind of sit there and you're watching this thing and you're like, ish.
We used to close our eyes for
Yes.
kissing generations close, just kissing.
I used to look away.
Yes, wait for the scene. So now it's not just kissing. You're watching a show with your niece or your nephew,
Yes.
and it's not just a kissing scene anymore.
Now
It's
it's turning
all the
into,
way.
yes, before it was just
We
the
were
bedroom.
embarrassed with yes.
And then a little kisses
In 2 seconds.
Yeah. Now we are watching court. Like, all of a sudden, now we are seeing, now
And the
we are
scene will
seeing
last 3 minutes. Was that your fast forward? It's 3 minutes long.
Yeah, great.
That's
Then
a
I have to fast forward, you see? Yeah, because I know now it's long. And I know a lot of good shows, like a lot of good shows have that. And that's where I'm just like, no. And I'm even in a phase in my life.
To imagination.
Yes, I'm in a phase in my life where I watch a lot of old stuff now because I can't watch
Same.
whatever's new.
You go to my Netflix, I'm watching Friends.
Yeah.
I am watching. Vanessa hates it. I used to binge watch Girlfriends until they took it off Netflix. Because it's decent.
Yes,
shows.
it's just normal. I was watching Half and Half. Like, I finished the whole season. I enjoyed it. Though Half and Half is half and half, and it had a little bit, but it didn't show me everything that I needed to see. Thank you so much.
I
didn't need to see. Whether they talk about it but it wasn't like, I don't have to see that,
What do we have to do to not watch family shows? Let's sit in front of a TV as a family and feel comfortable. What are we supposed to watch? So
yeah. Oh, I'm so addicted. I love reality TV, man. I feel like reality TV is like my safe haven for now on TV, because all these other things, I'm not even on it.
I roll my eyes as soon as I see a show.
Yeah.
It's okay, you've gone too far. And I won't tell like someone of me a culpa which he's capable of going too far, and that was not even half as bad. Beauty in Black is 10 times worse than me a culpa.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what drove you,
what drove
what
me,
you consumed,
yes,
on discernment as well.
So I became that person. That's how I would say I've changed. And also not just in that, I'm just now describing things like interest, of course, and lifestyle. So going from there and now going into your personal decision and being intentional, like with God, like it came from a different place. It's like I grew up with my mom nurturing me to be a believer. She taught me how to pray. She taught me how to do everything that I know in terms of, praying and being a Christian gal. Raising me up to be the girl I should be. But it takes you. It's the same thing with pastors' kids as well, where it's like you have to decide for yourself. So that's how it happened, like, for me.
Yeah. I'm thinking with pastors' kids, there's a saying, meaning PKs are out of hand a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I wonder what causes that.
Yeah.
I think
With
it's
them,
forcing kids. I think
yes.
I think it also depends the family you were brought up in.
I think it's reputation.
Reputation,
yes. Like a lot of the times, that's not the only thing, but I'm just sharing it based on what I'm gonna say now. And it's just things like, you are a child of a pastor's kid, so even things like making friends, like with other people, it's already a dilemma, because people now discovering you're a PK in the first place, it's like you're now given an image. Now there's an expectation from you, and when they see you go out of line, or when they see you being a kid, when they see you being, it's like, how you're not supposed to do that. And some parents, it's like it would be a thing of like, why are you showing this off, or why are you doing this? Like, this is not what we do or how we do things. So standards would be set already from an age where it's like you can't even be yourself, you know. It's like that. So unfortunately, the harmful part is that they were not able to be kids. You know how we literally take that so light. Like, if your parents give you the ability to be a child, you know that, oh no, you're gonna be alright. But if you're gonna have a really limiting childhood like that, like, it's not easy for you to also now blend into the world unless you fit in with them. You know. So that's just from what I've observed, and I have friends that are PKs as well, so I've also just seen that. So that's my perspective in terms of how I understand how something like that actually happens, you know.
I don't have a friend who's a PK, but I have a cousin who's a PK, and I think also there's a word I was looking for, but I also think it's not contradictions, it's but one thing is being preached, and you see the reality of things at home, and a lot of the time it's not even the case. So kids also start to rebel, because of that. But that's another reason why I like the show Greenleaf. Have you watched it? You should watch Greenleaf. It's about a whole family, the pastor and his wife and their kids, and the church that they lead. And you see a lot of the time that what people don't know is that pastors, preachers, bishops, people.
They're people. They're not perfect. Like, they're not perfect. And that's also helped me as well with, I think you're asking me about the friendships part, which I was getting to, you know. And that's just how, hey, it's kind of like you must decide, will you be a prayer warrior or will you walk away, you know. And not from a point of, I'm not satisfied with you as my friend, no. It's just a thing of, I'm starting to become a bit more conscious with who I surround myself with, because that's gonna feed onto me. And the goal of where I am right now is the fact that I'm trying to be at a place where I don't do this anymore. And the hard part about my transition was losing friends.
You lost friends.
I lost friends. Like, I lost friends. And I wouldn't say like completely. I just lost whatever we had. So it might even look different today, yes. And some of those people might still be in my life, but it's not the same. It's not the same, and it's like you miss out on a lot because of that. And you only cherish them still because of just who they are, you know, and who they've been in your life, and the value of the friendship. But the reality comes where lifestyles are not the same, where preferences are not the same, beliefs start to change, you know. You're not going to be, if you've had friends for like 15 years and now the one changes, right? Like, yes, we're all going to grow. It's not a thing of now you're going to have friends that believe in the same thing as well. So it's like, okay.
But I can't be inviting you to a club. That's simple.
And you must know that as my friend, as long as you acknowledge, that's also another thing, that there were people that maybe didn't respect the fact that I don't like that. But initially at that time, I didn't like clubs genuinely. Like, I just didn't.
Which is why you said there wasn't anything that you had to fight off. I
wouldn't say there wasn't anything I had to fight off completely. It was just a thing of the battle never got to a place where I'm now in the war. Now I'm like, no. It's as if someone saved me from the battlefield all the time. I always found myself in the field, and some soldier just went. Like, no, God, honestly, and that applies to every situation. So, that's why I feel like a lot of my upbringing felt like God was protecting me.
Yeah.
No matter where I was. Like, I just never got to a place where I'm facing the consequences today because of those actions at that time. And I'm grateful for that. And that's why I don't want to even make my experience of being Christian be a typical one. It's not typical. It's different for everyone. And unfortunately, it's even more harmful for some others. You understand? So I never want people to look at me, or young girls to look at me and think that this journey is supposed to be easy, or it starts off easy. I am fortunate, yes, that it happened how it did for me, and I'm very grateful for that. But I also see that with people. So you must be able to also recognize, even as a Christian and as you are meeting people, even in the church, broken people come to church. We are broken, all of us, you know. And the church is like a hospital. We are the bride of Christ. So, you know, it's like you're going to meet different people. And also you, as a person on earth, you have a purpose. And you're going to meet different people. You're going to be challenged. Your beliefs are going to be challenged. Someone's going to challenge you. Someone's going to make you feel dumb for the decisions that you made. Someone's going to make you feel dumb for saying, oh, I'm saving myself to marriage. Or, you know, I'm not drinking, or I'm not going to do this. And it's all personal decisions, you understand? And it's just like, you're young as well. I'm young. And I have to look at that I'm young, I'm surrounded by young people. So young people are always growing, developing, finding themselves. Who am I? Like, you know, I have to be a bit contextual when it comes to meeting new people, and I can't have I can't suppress whatever that I have onto them like forcefully, you know. I can't do that. Like, if you're pushed to pray for someone, that's different, but it's just I can't save everyone, and I can't save everyone, no. And if someone's not meant to be in my life, then they're just not, and that's fine. And not everyone will be my friend. Not everybody's my friend. Yes, no. Yo, no. So, yeah, friendship wise, Shem, wow. Like, it just became a thing of, hey, Mo, what's up? I guess I want to status. Yeah, no, I don't block. Yeah, no, I'm not a block. People that know me know I don't block people. I hardly block. You know, I think I've only blocked one person in my life. That person probably really hurt me. For me to actually block them. But most times, I think I delete numbers. I don't block. And that's also not often. I just don't talk to the person anymore. And then, yeah, so it's like it happened in most cases like that. People just drifted from me. That hurts. You might think it doesn't, but it hurts. It hurts to cut someone off when you know you need to, because then maybe it's not good for you to be around them. Not that they're not good for you, it's not good for you to be around them. This is personal again, right? We're not trying to bring this onto people. Yeah, of course. Yes. Like, it's not good for you to be around them, because like this is
wow, you made such
that's, you understand what I mean? This is how it should be. It's all based on personal conviction. And like you were saying, for you and your choices, like, it's not linked generally, it's for you. If you choose to drink, that's you. If I say I don't
maybe
drink,
one day I'll be convicted to not.
If I say I don't drink, then I don't drink. I'll give you my reasons, but I'm not trying to use my own now to make you feel.
And I want to experience as well.
I know there's accountability and all of that, but if there's no need, there's no need. Like, that's just my opinion, and whatever. So, yeah, man, you know, and so it comes with that, the pain of losing people that you love. You love them. You still love them, but it comes to a point where you love them from far. Yeah, and even the ones that drift from you, like, as a person who has always been intentional and always wants to keep great friends, always wants to show up for friends, always wants to keep a good thing with a friend. Like, one thing about me, I believe in friendship so much, Shame, but it's just shaped me over the years. So I'm very picky now. I don't want to lie. So now it's the thing of, hey, I'll just love you from here, you know.
I still love you though.
I still love you, you know. And when I see you, it's not bad. But like, you know, that's okay. We're grown now, and yeah, I've had my moments as well where like, I want to connect back maybe with someone, and sometimes God will be like, no, it's fine. You're okay where you are, and you start to understand it. You're like, okay, you guys are not in the same place anymore.
It's okay.
And it's okay. I've had people I've met with over time, like maybe I hadn't seen them in like 5 years, and I saw them. That was the last time. Yeah, and it was like, oh, that was the last time. And you think, baby, yeah, we're gonna pick up from here.
Yeah.
But it was just a catch up session, and you guys went home. So make peace with that. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I treat my friendships like that as well. I'm very accepting of things ending. I am very accepting, and it doesn't mean I love you any less. You know, I let go. Thank you. I am very strict boundary wise, and I'm not saying I don't fall short. I definitely do, but it doesn't matter who you are. If I don't agree with this, I don't agree with this. You know, and I have had friendships where someone once told me, when it's like you've got like a switch. I can be all in for as long as we are here. Yeah. You know, but the minute you say, you can even just tell me now, you know, but I don't feel this is working anymore. I am really all for you taking care of you if you have to cut it, and I'll never take it personally. Yeah.
That's so mature. Like,
yeah. Wow. And I still love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had someone actually move away from me, and I to this day don't know what I did to that person. To be quite honest, it was.
Did they tell you that they were moving, or it was just
they put it on their status? And many vele, her and I, we were really good friends. Grade 8, grade 9, we had a fallout, and then but we were still talking at. So it was the three of us. We all had a fallout. And then I had to make new friends. And then the one uncle and we became best friends ever since. But this one has never been okay with the fact that that's so like big and bad, that especially because I was so young. But that's fine. But unfortunately we were in most classes together, and so the animosity just didn't make sense. So I guess she spoke to me because she was just being cordial. But I genuinely thought it would tell simply, you know. And then we got to matric, and last day of matric, she then put on her status, which if you can't see my next status, it means you're not good for me, and you're out of my life. Obviously, I didn't see the next status. Couldn't even see her DP anymore. And I was like, oh, okay.
You used to call it a DP. Yes. That is so real. Oh my word, yeah.
And I couldn't see that anymore. I was like, oh, okay. And I was not offended. I didn't take any offense. I was still, you know. Only to find out Mutokon actually really had a problem with me. And she was never even happy because I left you because I hope she doesn't watch this. But, you know, she really, really has a big problem with me, and I don't know why. And that's okay. Because I loved her, I would advocate for her. She's not the friendliest person. People don't like her because she's got a resting face. She's got she's mean to people. She's a loner. She has a very strong personality, and very strong in her faith as well. So but she also doesn't like people, and she was mean to people. So no one liked her. But I would be like, no guys, I won't do this. Just strong exterior. Don't treat her like a bad person.
You were defending.
I genuinely loved her with all my being, but this person really thought there was something wrong with me. Like, to this day, thinks there's something wrong with me. And it's okay. You know, I think I wondered recently, because something else happened with her recently, and I've bumped into this person, so, him and I were still talking, and this person, I bumped into her at school. So, okay, I'm telling her about an event that happened with an ex, right? He dropped me off at school, and he was supposed to fetch me at school. He calls I tell him when I'm done with class, and then he's like, okay, I'm on my way, I'm picking you up. I then tell her, because I bumped into her at school, I'm like, oh, they're picking me up, Asabi. We leave and we sit outside. I'm like, oh, you don't live far, let's drop you off. We wait for him, he gets there, we get into the car, and her and I had a good day that day. But I still found out that she does not like me. Even on that day, she did not like me. Her mom passed away, and I was at work, and I couldn't go to the funeral, and I felt horrible. And I made sure that I traveled and this was years after high school, after I was cut off anyway, so maybe nothing papa. But for me, it doesn't even matter. I still want to show up for you. I love you, you know. So I felt bad that I couldn't make it to the funeral, and I then made a day.
Okay.
I made a day because I'm gonna go on this particular when I'm free the next weekend, because I used to work 2 Saturdays a month, so that's why I could go to the funeral. On the Saturday when I was free, I made the effort to. But this person does not like me. And I don't know why, but for me, it's okay. She has her reasons. Maybe I'm a person who hinders her growth in whatever way. Maybe I don't align with her whatever standards, and that's okay. But now I'm also learning to not overextend myself as well for people who don't. You know, but I love her. Even if a partner of mine had to come and say, you know, I just don't, you know, our beliefs maybe don't align, or I just don't see you like what happened with Megan Good after being married for so many years. Apparently nothing even happened. He was just like, it's not working, Meg. And she says at that moment she hated him, but after she saw. But I also still believe with love, it's about choosing each other. Even if it's not working in that moment, this person was supposed to choose me. You know. But I will understand if you are unable to choose me. Might cry, I'm human. But I get it, it's okay. You did what's good for you.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yo, it's okay.
Yo. So, yeah. I want us to wrap up. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I know that you have something that you still no. I don't really have much to say, but Nasham, I'm just a human being. Like, I'm just a human being that's doing life and trying, you know. So I just hope that, like, whatever perception a person may have of me, like, and if you've discovered that I'm just not that person, you know, whether it's good or bad, like, I need to understand, like, Nasham, so there's no right or wrong way on how to do life. You know, no matter what you do or believe in, like, it's just a thing of you've got to have a lot of grace over yourself and over other people.
Other people. I think I want to overemphasize that.
Yeah.
Because we don't give ourselves grace. If you're a person who gives other people grace, chances are you don't give yourself grace.
You don't give it.
And if you are a person who's angry, it means you struggle to give other people grace. Because the only thing that could make you angry, my surroundings or what else, make you angry, and it means you're not giving other people grace.
Yeah. And you struggle with that, so you need to work on those things and whatever that you desire. Like, you need to understand that it's not just going to happen overnight. Very, very, always a big elephant, not even in the room, in my life. And me between people is just that part of, okay, you're this person, or you're this Christian girl, like, and you're perfect. Like, I'm not. No! I know, you know? So it all starts with you, man. It all starts with you. And I really believe that in your life, like, you really need to work on how you stand. Like, your posture, whether it's your heart or your mind, like, the way that you stand in life, like, you're constantly going to have to look at that. And you might be your own critic, but be graceful and be kind to yourself first. And don't expect people to treat you anyway. Start with you. Don't expect it from the next person. Don't do that, you know. And grow. Like, I encourage growth so much. I love when people grow. Like, I love it. Yeah, it's okay to grow. And in any way, growth also is not linear. Thank you. I was about to say one way path. It's not linear, you know, it happens in different ways. And don't have fear. Please. It will really restrict you from a lot of things. a lot of things, man. So work on being courageous first and foremost. Have your faith. And have faith in God.
You
like,
are who you think you are.
Yes.
Remain in God's image.
Let's, like, you can't think otherwise. You know. Yeah. If you need to be your own big sister, like, do that.
Be exactly that.
Yes, be exactly that. Your own big sister, your own big brother. Yeah, and like you're doing okay, and you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay. Like you're going to be okay. Yeah. That's all.
Everything she said. Everything she said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close off by saying this, my 2 cents. You are everything you think you are, and you're capable of anything and everything that you think you're capable of. I'm extremely delusional person. I'm very delusional. I say it all the time. I'm delusional. According to me, I have a private jet. You know, I am, because I haven't restricted myself. I don't confine myself to whatever beliefs, whatever. I'm a dreamer. I'm a huge dreamer. But in all of that, how I view myself is because of who I believe in. Do you understand? There's no way I'm incapable.
Yeah.
There is no way and I hope that that's how you see you.
That's what matters most.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for getting me to talk about the camera for a very long time. I'm not used to this.
You're used to sending voice notes and all.
Yeah, no, that's different.
It's long, very long.
Yes, that's very.
So you're a talker, but man.
Yeah. I'm a talker.
Big talker.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming. Thank you for loving me.
Oh, I love
Thank you for being such an amazing friend.
Thank you.
And for giving me so much grace when I can't give myself grace. Thank you for reaffirming me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, I'm such an emotional mama. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.